I think we can assume that what Mr. Alderson's newspaper published in Israel today is an authentic outline of the Trump plan. I say the Trump plan because what we've been told is that President Trump has not seen this plan.
Right. Really, it's the Kushner-Greenblatt plan.
Yes.
Friedman plan combined,
right.
Because, like you said, according to all the sources we've read, President Trump himself has not actually seen the plan.
Right. So he delegated it to his son-in-law, and he's going to sign off on it, whatever they bring to him. And maybe by now he has seen it. I read over this thing. This has got some amazing parts to it. So we're going to put on the screen our English translation of this, because there are going to be some translation gaps, because we did this very quickly in the past few minutes to get this ready for today's Godcast. But just read along with us here.
Did I have to say thank you to our viewer who sent this tip in to us?
Absolutely.
So thank you for helping us
Absolutely.
put this show together.
Yeah, you changed the direction of today's newscast. Number one, the agreement. All right, so we'll put up, I don't know what we have here that we can put up on the screen. It says a tripartite agreement will be signed between Israel and Hamas and a Palestinian state will be established called New Palestine. So now this is the first time we've heard the official name, New Palestine. The settlement will be built on Judea, Samaria, and Gaza, with the exception of the settlements. The settlements are the Jewish settlements that Jewish settlers, the Zionists, had built over the past 20-some years. Actually, you go back to 1967.
Right.
But aggressively over the last 20 years. And so there are several million Jews living in the West Bank on the Palestinian property, where the Palestinians were displaced and Jewish settlements. Now, you got to understand, we're talking about bulldozers going in, leveling Palestinian towns and putting up construction of new Jewish settlements. So this plan says that this new Palestine will be built on Judea, Samaria, and Gaza, with the exception of the Jewish settlements that are already there.
So there won't be any takebacks, in other words.
Oh, no.
They'll be exempt from it. And you mentioned aggressively, even the past year, since the negotiation of this alleged deal of the century, there's been an aggressive push by the Israeli government
to build more homes. Yes. Now, at one point in here, Doc, I did see a reference to Israel paying the cost of the relocation of Jewish settlers in remote settlements. So there may be a few small settlements that they withdraw the settlements, but basically anything that's already built by the Zionists on Palestinian land is going to remain.
One of the things, as I was reading through this, Rick, and this is just the first point here, I was asking myself the question, how can I give more weight that it's legitimate? The fact that they use the words Judea and Samaria in there rather than the West Bank kind of gave me a little clue there that it might actually be the actual proposal, because if anyone else had written it, let's say it's someone that was in opposition to it, they would likely have written the words West Bank instead of Judea and Samaria.
Yes.
So that caught my attention, first of all. And so what do you think about this new Palestine idea? Is that something that could work?
Well, I think if we go through all the planks here and lay it out, and then I think we can discuss what they...
You know what got me? The word New Palestine, meaning there was an old Palestine, which they said it did not exist.
Well, the prophet Joel said that Palestine existed. If
Chapter 3, verse 4.
Just look in... Joel, not Joe.
Joel.
Prophet Joel mentions Palestine. I'm always amazed when Christian Zionists email me and say, there's never been a Palestine. Well, it's in the Old Testament.
Right. The prophet Joel believed in Palestine.
Yeah.
So
number two, the evacuation of land. The settlement blocks as they are today will remain in the hands of Israel, and will be joined by the few settlements, which and this is poor translation of this, so I think that they're saying there will be a few more settlements that will be built. The areas of the blocks will grow according to the area of the isolated settlements that will be added to them. So if you look at the West Bank from a bird's eye view, what you see are circles, concrete circles.
Areas, right?
Concrete, like a maze, built out of concrete, built out of, these are the security walls. What they've done is that they have enclosed the Palestinians inside tightly controlled
Urban
land
plantation.
masses. Yes, it's an urban plantation, it's an urban reservation.
Reservation, like the Indians.
I honestly think that I think Jared Kushner may have gone over to the Library of Congress and did a lot of research on what the American government did to the American Indians in the 1800s.
The displacement plan.
And he just struck out savages and wrote in Palestinians